Did you call Flava Flav?
The first night Jeff is back out from being line of duty, he comes. I said, Jeff, you want to come work with me? Yeah, right. And I'm working with Tommy Somerville too. So the three of us, we're out there in the 4-4. So we see this guy. He's coming out of a diner. At the time, the neon outfits were very in style, like you were going hunting, which not too far off, by the way.
Yeah, right.
So it's rainy and like wind is blowing. So hey, how you doing? I go to the drive. Meantime, I'm looking. Those guys are looking at him on that side, watching him. The license flies away. I go, son of a bitch, right? At the same time, Jeff is opening up the door. He's like grabbing Flav. I go, what? He's got a gun. I said, oh shit, got the big clock hanging out. Right?
All right, man. So we're back, part 2. For Police Off the Cuff this week with our guest, Joseph Belcastro. He's been cracking us up the first half. The man with the Frankie Valli voice. The guinea charm.
I don't think he wants to be known as that, you know? Johnny Fontaine with his olive oil skin and his guinea charm.
Yep.
I hope there's no horse head hanging around here.
I was going to make that girl a big star. I gave her acting lessons, dancing lessons. For some of you people that
but he said
watched the
and he embarrassed me, and I'm not a man who's in the position to be embarrassed, right? Is that what he said?
That's right. I can't afford to be made to look ridiculous.
So you go back and you tell him, I ain't no band leader.
And if he wants, oh yeah, that's right. He was the one that had his horse's head cut off. Yeah.
Cartoon.
Herman Waltz was his name.
Right, he's in the bed.
Man, that was great. It's
holy shit.
So here we are, Austin, New York, the palatial estates of my partner in law enforcement, Bill Cannon, for part 2.
I'd just like to say that this premise is protected by Smith & Wesson, Glock, Remington. What's the 50 cal gun company? Okay. When Tommy Kennedy's here, we got a 50 cal,
yeah.
right?
Browning? I don't know. Browning,
yeah. You guys know way more about guns than I do, man.
I use verbal judo to adjudicate situations.
Yeah. I was good at it. I could shoot the shit with the best of them.
Me too.
Yeah. I talked to.
There's no need for violence here.
No,
okay?
no.
Every once in a while, though, you got to grab somebody by the throat. Fuck up, behave yourself. Slap the shit out of you.
These young liberal comics.
What did I tell you? I'm asking the fucking questions, okay?
One time we went to this guy's house on a warrant. His family was so happy to see us. He was an Indian guy. He was an alcoholic. He's drunk upstairs in bed, right? So I go up there with my 2 partners, and it was actually one of their warrants. So I was quiet for this one. That's what we used to do. If it's not your warrant, shut the fuck up. Stay in the background. Just be there if we need you, right? So they're doing all the talking. This guy's not budging. They're like, hey, buddy, you got to get up, get dressed. We got to bring you back to court. Fuck you! So after like 3 fuck yous, man, I just had enough. I yanked him down by his legs. So he's at the foot of the bed, and I put my hand around his throat, and I pushed him up against the wall. I said, "You gonna get dressed, or I'm gonna slap the shit out of you." And he goes, "Okay." And then he got dressed.
I thought you were going to tell him some of your best jokes, man.
No, man, I just had enough. I was like, "Hey, listen, we could do this all day." So now we're in the van, and they start asking this guy pedigree information, and he's not answering them. He goes, "I only talk to Mike." He told my name was Mike. And you know, from I guess wherever he was from, India or Pakistan, they don't play with the police. You know, the police got to. Right. They only answer up when they're made to. Yeah,
when they get slapped.
You got to tighten them up a little bit.
Yeah. Positive reinforcement, right?
Yes, that's one of our police jargons there.
That's right. Yes.
But before we get to the police jargon, I want to touch a little bit about final days. Well, let's cover the street crime thing a little bit more. Running around the city, doing the street crime thing, locking people up. How long did you do that for?
I was in street crime from 1992 to 1997.
That's 25 years.
1992.
5 years.
1997.
I suck at math. He just threw me like 2 different numbers.
Positive reinforcement.
So you did it for 5 years, and then what happened?
And then they forced me to go to narcotics, and I hated it.
What do you mean they forced you?
Because they weren't giving the shield there.
Wasn't that a promise?
Matarazzo, who was the CEO after Savage, was trying to get the shield back for us because the original street crime unit officers got the shield.
After 18 months.
Yeah, whatever it was back then.
And then they stopped it?
They stopped it. No
more.
Were
you guys were aware of that, or it just happened? It just died out gradually?
It had stopped for a while.
But you were aware of that? We're not going to get the shield now.
Yeah, until he attempted to try to get it back for us. And
why did they stop it?
I don't know. I guess
There's a lot of people powers that beat it didn't like
That's
street crime.
right.
They didn't
Exactly.
like that unit.
So they wanted to
Even though you have the best
dissolve it, but they wanted to
They
get people
didn't
to
want it to be an investigative path to detective. They
Right.
didn't want it to be.
Right.
So
So all the accolades and the best calls, and by the way, and I'm not. Well, I guess I am building these guys up. The most gun confiscations in the history of the police department. You remember this, Billy?
Yep.
Mark, you probably remember it. This idiot steals a truck at freaking Kennedy Airport full of 800 guns.
Yeah, I heard about that,
right?
yeah.
And he's driving around a yellow fucking truck, yellow, bright yellow, in an 8.3, I think it was. And we're dying to fucking get this truck. 800 guns. Okay, doesn't get any better than that. Like, one gun is fine with me.
right.
And then the other squad gets it. Oh my God!
Wasn't that
and
Vic Holyfield's team? guy?
yeah, and they're all standing out like this, right at the scene. They're taking pictures. Okay, somebody went to go get a camera. They're each holding a gun
That
in a
had to
box.
be the biggest hole in New York City Police Department
biggest.
history, right?
Biggest. We were just talking
800.
about
That's a
that
pain in the
night.
ass because now you got to put
You
all
imagine?
the rounds in a circle, and then you got to put the gun on top and take the picture. That's a lot of Polaroids for 800 guns.
Did they have to vouch for
You're
it?
gonna have to give them the whole
They
wall.
just took a picture of the truck.
They're just gonna have to get the whole wall.
We'll vouch for the picture.
But that was good. I mean, okay,
How
they
do you
got
top
lucky.
that, though?
You can't.
They won.
You can't.
That's why this
you break
street
into the
cop-
armory of the U.S. Marine Second Division.
Once those guys made that collar, that you just should
That's it. You're done.
dissolve street crime. You don't need them anymore. We did it. 800 guns.
800
man.
guns.
You can't top that.
No, no.
The guy who made that collar.
What did the guy
what was your
get
day?
charged with?
Imagine you're that cop.
He just got. It's a numerous amount. Counts. The counts.
Multi-gun,
Imagine if you're that
265.
cop.
But
Imagine
you know
if you're
what?
that cop and you're somewhere, and then the rookie comes in, or somebody goes, "Oh, I just made a gun collar." Really? Yeah. Guess what? I made 800 gun collars last night.
That's right.
Last night, one tour, 800.
Well, how about when Tommy Kennedy told us he went to the 115, he made 37 gun collars in 4 months in a quiet
yeah.
precinct. In a quiet precinct. Like,
114 is not that quiet. You go down the road on
115,
Oh, okay. I was going to talk Vernon Boulevard
Yeah.
down to 14th Street Projects over there.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You
we
got
we used to do that.
Queensbridge, you got
That's right.
Ravenswood.
We stop everybody. See, we were lucky.
That's where I grew up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, in Astoria, not by the projects, but
When we got that program where we could stop the delivery
The
cab
cabs,
drivers,
yeah.
we put that sticker on them. And, oh my God, thank you very much.
Right.
Until they found out.
let me
Yeah, I
ask you
said,
a
I ain't getting in this cab.
when you put the stickers on that car, do those drivers go through training on how to be stopped? Like, are they aware that you're going to yank them out the car, throw them on the hood?
No, I don't think
pat
so.
them down,
I don't know.
pull their hair,
I wasn't there.
grab their ass.
Yeah, but you know,
I get back to the mouth is the best weapon thing again. Okay. Excuse me, sir. No, I don't think they had any type of training. All they were aware of, okay, I might be stopped, and they knew they were sharp guys, you know. But a lot of them were getting killed, man.
yeah, taxi
you know?
robberies were
Yeah.
epidemic,
Homicides,
and so were
right.
homicides.
So
of
they had
cab
money,
drivers.
they had
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah.
Plus, they were going to take you to the drug spot.
Right.
I'm going to
Yeah.
get my money to get my drugs from this guy. And
Get held up, or the guy's running, and I'm not making any money, and
Right.
you know they jumped the cab, but that was a good thing. But
the
before
bank
that,
that's driving around.
That's right.
A little bank. A little
So
ATM.
let me ask you something, Joe. Out of this book you wrote, when did I start looking like a cop? What do you think your best story in there is? And they're great because they're like 2-page or 3-page vignettes, little short stories, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite part of it.
Yeah, it's great. It's
you almost
easy-
feel like it's over.
It's easy reading,
I
right?
I didn't want to drag it on. You know, I just want to get to the point. Okay, this is what happened.
Well,
when
what's
we
your
observed this.
favorite story
Well, one
in
of them. I'll tell one of my favorite stories because I have a lot of them. I'm sorry, I just like my stories, you know, because it's different, it's diverse. I wanted to reach everybody, women, and get wow, that's a human interest. Oh, I understand that. Wow, I remember that. But one time we're going to the 4-7, and I get to the base, and like my partner Wayne, he's like, "Court? Oh man," because we all work together. You know, I couldn't wait to get to work. I know it's crazy as that sounds, but. So now this captain, who looks like Mel Brooks, I'm not going to mention his name. I'll tell you later, okay? But he looks like Mel Brooks, and his last name, first letter starts with a G, and there's like a blimp that goes around up in the sky that has his name on it. Okay, you got that? Starts with a G.
Again, with the first you give me math, now you give me a riddle.
No, it's very simple. Starts with a G. You remember when we were kids with the? Okay, all right,
I already caught it. I got it.
All right, got it. So he wants to go out with us. And this other kid, who's big kid, nice guy, he wants him to drive. I go, I do the driving. I'm the driver here, okay? You know, just know, I want him to drive. I go, oh my God. And he's telling these stupid ass jokes. He thinks he's so funny, bro. And I'm like, now I'm sitting in the back. I never sit in the back.
How did this happen?
Because my partner was, he had court that day.
He's
now I
the
got to
odd
go.
guy out,
Oh,
so,
you were by yourself.
Yeah, so now
And
I gotta
this
work with
captain
this-
was the captain of the 4-7, or
he
you were
was,
captain?
No, he's our cap. He's an
Okay.
XO.
XO, yeah.
So I go, oh no, I'm steaming, man. I'm sitting in the back.
Why does he want to go out? Just
Because
to put in the book?
he thinks this is
And he
like,
went out?
yeah, I'm out. I'm in the shit now. Yeah, you're in the shit, all right. So we're going out, and John, the guy, he don't know where the fuck he's going. And when White Plains Road, that's a dangerous fucking area. I don't care what time it is. It's dangerous. Shots fired right across the street from those projects over there, from the 4-7. Anyway, I see this car, there's a couple of guys, and then I go, hey, stop these fucking guys right here. They go, what? Because he's driving a little erratic.
Right.
I look for something. Well, maybe something's up. Just curious. You have to be curious all the
brought
time.
you right in, right?
Right. So we got, like a narrow street, and he put the light, and he puts the light in the window, and we stop the car, and Captain, he's like getting out, like I go, hey, get back in the fucking car, they're taking off, right? They get back in the car. I'm like, oh my God, they take off. This kid is driving. You don't know where. Be advised, street crime of 4-7 units. We just stopped a vehicle occupied by 3 males. Unknown if any weapons. Southbound on White Plains. Unknown license plate. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this kid is driving. You ever go to the freaking arcade and you're in that car when you're a little kid? It just keeps going around and around like that. Like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker, okay? Anyway. All of a sudden, you hear the famous, what's up, John? What's up, Charlie? Got the big episode. So they spot the car, right? Hey, stop up. They're bailing. Blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, shit. Right? So we get over there, and they got one guy in custody. And I don't really know who he had, but he's going to get charged with reckless driving because he was a driver. It's okay with me because I know there's something else here because you're not leaving, taking off for no reason at all, okay? So anyway, they found a gun in the yard the next day where he had been, but we didn't put the gun on him. I locked him up for reckless driving. Little did I know, this guy he had killed 8 people, and I have the clips in the book, okay? And it was witness tampering. He was afraid, he was telling people he was gonna kill him. Nobody wanted to testify against this guy. But somehow, I forget how it all happened, but now I locked him up for reckless driving and shit, right? I forget all about it, and then, the ADA calls me. Oh, I see the article in the paper. Killing machine gets 50 years.
Oh.
I'm like, what? He got 50 years federal time because of those homicides, and he killed some more people also. So my point is, I go to the captain.
Where did he do the murders?
In the 4-7, confined to the 4-7. I told the captain, you are never coming out with me again. I don't give a fuck what these balls mean or any shit like that. And you get the fuck away from me, okay? Go to the carnival and get in that car and drive around, okay? That's what you good at. I'm sorry I had to do that because you never, and that's what I entitled that story. I have titles for every story. You never know who you're dealing with.
No.
Okay? Simple, stupid stop. Oh, yeah, what's the big fucking
Was
deal?
he an islander, this guy?
No, he was cool as a cucumber too. Hey, officer, can I get a drink of water? I didn't know anything, but it was something. They found the gun, so I'm saying, well, he must have threw the gun down on one of those guys, but we couldn't put him on it. But the arrest was made, and they must have been looking for him, but now they got him, and he got 50 years.
Did he plead guilty?
I don't know. All I know is I remember seeing in the paper, killing machine gets 50 years. I go,
wow. So did you get an EPD for
No, I didn't get
driving?
I didn't get, well, the captain never came near me again. I don't want to listen to his stupid jokes and his look at his stupid tie.
Yeah.
Go someplace else, okay? This isn't fucking romper. I'm not trying to, big street crime. Stay the fuck away from me because you're going to get us
It used to happen to
killed.
us in warrants, too. Every once in a while, your boss want to come out. So that's
Come
when
out
he
and
grabbed
play.
all the warrants that were in the walk-ups, 6-story walk-ups, and he found the one that was on the 6th floor. You do 3 of those in a row. He wants to go back to the base. All right, guys, I had enough.
Yeah.
You do 3 warrant hits that are on the 6th floor and a 6-story walk-up. Sergeant's like, all right, I'm good. Bring me back to the base. That's how you fix that problem.
Shit can happen, right?
That's right.
It's a big pain in the ass
Yeah, I know.
to just have somebody else where you don't know how they work, and then not only that, but now there's a boss,
Right.
So you don't know how he works. If you got to know
Everything
how
is running smoothly. Now you're going to fucking, oh, shit. You
it's
gotta
like
come out-
a
right.
little machine. You all
It's
know
not
how each other
broken.
work.
Right,
You know
right.
you could tell what's up by island. Just looking at the person. There's words that use in common. We talked about that last week. The
absolutely.
phrases hot lunch and what was it? Hot lunch and what was the other one?
I have a different word, actually,
Burner.
that
Burner.
nobody's ever heard. Well, you have heard it.
What's that?
Well, these guys use a hot lunch and burner. I never used. It's a gun. It's a gun. But I was watching The Untouchables one day, right? And when Sean Connery's on the bridge with Kevin Costner, he doesn't know who he is, and Kevin Costner's standing there, and he goes like this. He bangs his chest pocket, Kevin Costner's chest pocket. Goes, "Why are you Mahaska?" He goes, I like that word. So that's what I started to use.
Mahaska?
Yeah, these idiots. First of all, when we have people, I know I'm rambling. When we get people out, I didn't do the old hands-on, feet back thing. After we got them one at a time systematically, I'd stay back here to cover, partner search, or the other way around. Always a triangle with them in the middle. I'd take them out, search them, face me, like elbow to elbow like that, close together. Now they're looking at us. I got them covered. He's searching. Nice. All the time. Do this all the time. This way we know how each other are thinking. And, when I was working with Jeff would just like look out the car. He goes, Mahaska. And these guys are like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you yell fucking gun or something, they're always wondering, these motherfuckers.
You know Jeff Salter?
Jeff Salter? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, he's my partner.
Oh, really?
My partner, yeah.
No, I know Jeff.
I used to work with him in warrants.
Great guy, man.
He wanted to bail out of there. He didn't like warrants. There wasn't enough action for him
He wound
there.
up in Manhattan.
I just saw him the other night. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
He works at the DA's office now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
You know what is those code
I think we
words
went
for
out a
guns,
couple of times.
They're really important on. They're really important on.
We
car
may have
stops.
gone out to dinner a couple of times.
I know you did. Right?
Well, the code word for a gun is really important on a car stop because when you got people outside the car, and then one of the cops' head is buried in the car, and he comes up with a gun. If he's like gun,
Right,
they're gonna be off to the races.
Right, exactly.
So you say
nice
hot
and
lunch,
calm,
you know?
But they were onto that hot lunch thing because they get stopped. We would do 100. I'm not exaggerating. 100 car stops, just me and my partner.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A lot till from 9:30 to, and we're looking for that gun, looking for the guns. But you know what? After a while, day in and day out, every night, you know what to look for. You know to look for the dip, or you hit the horn. We didn't have any sirens. We hit the light in. And if the guy's going like this, he's going like this with the shoulder. He's putting something in the seat, which brings me to another case with a gun that we recovered near Yankee Stadium. We see this little, it was me and Jeff, actually. I see this car, a little Toyota, Honda, whatever. This guy's, just his head is above the window. You go to see his head. I said, what was a stolen car? Kids might be driving. Pulled them over, right? In the Yankee Stadium, right on the side. And we go up to them. They got, all of them have blood on them. I said, everybody out here. 2 guys get out, cuff them up, down on the ground. The 3rd guy doesn't want to get out of the back. So I'm like, what the fuck is up? Come on, police, get out. Come on, get out. No. So now I stopped to step back because I'm thinking he might have a gun. So I said, Jeff, watch these motherfuckers right here. But we already tossed them, so they don't have any weapons. He keeps going back and forth, back and forth. I go, motherfucker. I said, I'm gonna blow your head off. Okay, get the fuck out of that car. So finally he gets out. And he was sitting on a gun. He was trying to get it. Yeah. And it's stuck in the back seat. So you talk about, stopping cars.
Where was the blood from?
We did, you know what? We did all these inquiries all over the place. We couldn't find out.
I thought the story was going to end. He was shot. That's why he didn't want to.
No, they just said something. It was dry. It was dry blood. Mm. So, but they did something, and we never found out. But we got the gun.
That happens.
Yeah, but then we go to court.
Sometimes you get blood on you.
A suppression hearing. So I'm there with three defense attorneys and 3 perps. They want to suppress the search. So it's just me, and they're questioning me. They come to the question, officer, where did you recover that gun? I said, well, it was in the back seat. Underneath the seats, most of these seats, you could take them out, a lot of them. And then there was a female judge. She says, what do you mean the seat moves? So you're on it. I said, don't you honor me. You draw me a diagram. I'm like this. I go, uh-oh, we lost this one. Okay, that's it. So I tried to draw a diagram and, what is this? What is this? They threw it out.
They threw it out.
They threw it out.
That's crazy.
You know what's funny about where you work? When I got to warrants, I loved it. And Jeff was a great guy to work with, great guy to everything, just a great person. But you could always tell that, he wasn't 100% happy there. And then one day he came up and he said, yeah, I'm looking to get out of here. I'm trying to get over to a squad. I think it was originally. We all looked at him and were like, what? why would you leave here? It's great, but it wasn't his style of work.
If you want a stepping stone,
It wasn't his style of work.
Goal,
you know,
which he wound up in Manhattan South Homicide.
He liked doing what you guys were doing.
Yeah.
He liked doing the squad work. He probably loved doing loves investigating homicides. But the warrant thing wasn't him. And for a lot of people, that was the best place you could work because you're just kicking down doors and grabbing bodies. There's not much paperwork involved. There's not much. You're just dropping them off in court.
Right.
So all that stuff that I hated about actually, the paperwork and hanging out with this freaking person the whole day, that was all out the window.
Yeah.
But the fun part of police work, but that's the way I felt about it. And people, they enjoy different aspects of the job. And that's why the job, at least with us, with 30,000 cops and all these different places to work, there's a little something for everybody.
Yeah, you found your niche, and just like I was in street crime and homicide boss, and you in warrants, and I loved it, and you're happy, and you don't mind working. The guys are good, And,
right. I mean, I always thought that anti-crime, street crime, was the best training to go to the next step. Like if you want to be an investigator, because you do a lot of investigative work after the fact when you make your arrest in street crime, anti-crime, and it prepares you to be an investigator. And then you do your time either in a squad or whatever, an investigative unit, and you already know the whole process, how to testify in court.
Right.
Oh,
exactly. But I just want to bring up this one other story, talk about investigations, what it led to. Again, being, street level, proactive. Again, in the 4-7, this guy goes through a stop sign. No problem. But I don't like it. I want to know why you went through that stop sign. What are you doing? Your lights aren't on. It's like White Plains Road.
When you say I don't like it, that's a great way to put it. For the civilian that's out there, when you say I don't like it, what's going through you?
I don't like this. It doesn't feel right. He did it for a reason. Why is he going through this? I mean, he doesn't have his lights on. It's nighttime. What is the reason? When you give me a good reason, okay, then I'll accept. But right now,
your spidey senses are up.
Yeah, why are you doing this? And that's what goes with every call, unless it's like so blatant where you see a gun, somebody.
Intuition now.
Right.
You developed an intuition.
So until my checklist is filled out and I'm happy, which is a short list, but until that time, this is outstanding here. Okay, I want to check this out. So we pull him over, and I'm on a driver's side. Jeff's on the passenger side. So he goes, I go, what's going on, man? You went through the stop sign, the lights on. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it. You got your paperwork, you got your license. He goes, oh yeah. At the time, you remember the trunk locks were in the glove compartment. Remember?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So numbnuts goes in there, but he hits the button by accident, right? So I look back and the trunk is open. So I go, just keep an eye on this fucking guy. I walk back and there's a gun right there in the trunk. I go,
oh my God.
I gotta guess. Mahaska. He goes, bang, out. Okay, no problem whatsoever. Hooked him. He goes, oh, fuck the guy. I forgot that fucking thing was in there. I go, all right, no problem.
So that subconsciously he was so scared that he pressed that button.
Yep.
Something in his body.
Man.
He gave himself up.
That's right.
But that's not the end of the story. So, and I forget, we're 4-7, yeah, we're going, doing the paperwork. And he says, can I talk to you this night? Oh, what are you going to tell us now? Okay. And he was talking to Jeff, actually, and said, Jeff, man, Joe, he says, you might have something, man. Listen, he starts talking about, I know this place, he got 16 guns in it. So where is it? And he said, someplace in the 4-8. And I go, yeah, okay. Then we started, you saw them? Have you? I know the guy, I've been in there. He's got long guns. All right, it's getting a little better. So we bring him down to the ADA, and she starts talking to him, feel his information is credible. That night we swear him in, okay, as a confidential form. The next night we hit the place, 16 guns.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a great story.
And I go, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. Believe me, I go, okay.
All
so
from
my
a stop
point,
sign.
that's right.
That's right.
Like, you stop somebody, not just let him go, oh, he's a fucking idiot. I don't want to give him a son. I don't want to stop. No, I'm going to find out why you fucking did this. And then we go from there. If it's nothing, see you later, buddy. Be careful. I don't know. Let's wait and see.
But you conducted an investigation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It worked out, right?
It's not a big investigation, but it led to something.
What does 16 guns get you? Like, what happened to that guy's case?
I don't even know. But he was facing some jail time because I think he was on parole or something like that. But I don't even remember.
It's a good get. They should cut him up.
Kind of
Give him a
little bit of
Smollett.
Well, you mean what
Give
does
him
he
a
get? It's either
Smollett.
court
Give him a Jussie
consideration.
Smollett.
Yeah, right. It's either court consideration. It's not going to be monetary. He was looking for court criticism.
Yeah, sure.
But he's not going to be like a public servant. Those are the three.
No, I'm talking about get a smullet, man.
Oh.
Get a good deal out of that.
But
Hey, before we go further, man, I just I cracked open a book. I didn't get to this part, but I'm fascinated by looking at Flava Flav's picture here.
Yeah.
'Cause you guys know what a big rap fan I am. What happened with this? Did you collar Flava Flav?
the first night Jeff is back out from being line of duty, he comes. I said, Jeff, you want to come work with me? Yeah, right. And I'm working with Tommy Somerville too. So the three of us, we're out there in the 4-4. So we see this guy. He's coming out of a diner. At the time, the neon outfits were very in style, like you were going hunting, which not too far off, by the way.
Yeah, right.
So it's all neon. And we just saw the guy. So then we see him get into a cab like a little while later on in the night. And I think it was one of those cabs with the sticker on it. You know what I'm saying? So we pull him over. It's right in front of Supreme Court in the Bronx? What is that?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Supreme Court.
Yep.
So it's rainy and like wind is blowing. So, hey, how you doing? I go to the drive. Meantime, those guys are looking at him on the outside, watching him. The license flies away. I go, son of a bitch, right? At the same time, Jeff is opening up the door. He's like grabbing Flava, bouncing him. I go, what? He's got a gun. I said, oh shit, got the big clock hanging out. Right?
He was by himself?
Yeah, he was by himself and he had a gun. And Tommy moved in. We grabbed him, no problem.
And his arms were clenched? He wouldn't open up his arms?
No, he pulled him out. I forget if he put the gun down or how he got it, but he just pulled Jeff naturally. Jeff's strong guy, and he just holding him like that. And
Was he going squirrel hunting, Flava Flav?
I didn't really ask him if it was deer season,
He had
whatever.
that neon
But
outfit on, right?
Yeah, and but he did. I remember he was asking us about in the car on the way to the 4-4. He's like, we had 3 jumbo vials on him, crack. And he goes, "Oh man, can you like get rid of that shit?"
He didn't care about the
right,
gun.
he didn't care about the gun. Right,
just the
exactly.
drug. He wanted to be embarrassed.
Yo, man, could you get rid of it? I go like this. I'm looking in the mirror. Jeff's going like this. I'm going. Fucking get rid of that fucking shit.
Yeah.
So later on, he could say, "Yo, the cops threw my shit out."
Yeah. Yeah,
No. Me, this is the way I was. You ain't gonna fucking. You might get me on something stupid, but I'm this way with the arrow pointing this way.
That's the right way to be. Yep.
And
Can't cut
he
a
was
deal with
okay.
the
His
devil,
name is
eh?
William Drayton. He's really a nice guy, actually. He weighs about $135. Is he still alive? I don't even know if he's alive.
He's a tiny little guy, and he's
Yeah.
been around forever. There's a video of him getting smacked in the casino.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he got into a problem with somebody there, and you could see how light he is because the guy punches him, and he just goes
he's a
flash.
tiny guy. But he
Yeah.
was very respectful. He was a gentleman. So once you're in, what are you going to do? Start, bashing the guy? If he,
Listen, shit happens.
if he's
you're either
cordial,
gonna have
whatever.
security that has guns on him, or if you're going to travel by yourself that day, you're going to have to take one with you. You're Flava Flav. You can't go into the projects to buy crack. Everybody knows how much money you have. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get. So of course you're going to take your gun with you.
Right.
Yep. But
So that's an interesting one though, because
Yeah.
every once in a while you hear a good story from a cop that locked up somebody famous.
yeah, there's a whole bunch of stories in here. There's human interest stories. I try to appeal to everybody, not just. But
Did you get a lot of feedback on your book from other cops and that they read it?
Yeah, but you know what? I did it myself. I self-published it, and I really didn't get a lot of exposure, and I got kind of ripped off, and they told me he was going to be all over the country and different continents, and it didn't really go anywhere.
Before we get to that part of it,
Yeah.
we'll end on the book stuff. But since I worked in warrants and you worked in homicide and you worked in street crime, there's a lot of words that you use in warrants, that you use in homicide, that you use, and they're like solely police terms. And then there's a couple that everybody uses that you learn immediately. I'd love to see the timeline that you learned. The easiest one to probably get, like right off the bat, wherever you work, you always get the first one. It's a ground balls.
Yep.
It's a ground ball, kid. No matter what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be the biggest bag of shit ever. Don't worry about it, kid. It's a ground ball. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got a gun. The person's is stabbed though.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They've got drugs, but there's a name on the bottle that goes back to somebody else. Yeah. Those are the ones. Don't worry about it, kid. It's a ground ball.
It's cop lingo. Some of the best.
What are you? Anybody got a favorite here? We're looking at a list right now of cop terms.
Mark and I and Detective Pat we put this on Facebook and we asked for people to submit some of their best police jargon. And this one I actually put in because it used to piss me off. There was a program in the 90s called All Out. And it was a ridiculous program where everyone in the precinct, the staff, the house mice, had to go out on the street. And they even actually put anti-crime in uniform on that day. But all the house mice, the inside empty suits, would go out, and 15 minutes later, they would get a 10-2 to come back to the station house because the chief needed his undercarriage swabbed, you know? And that's why that so pissed me off, and I always remembered that All Out. Yeah, does that mean the inside people, you know? Oh,
they still do that, though.
Yeah.
They still have all-outs.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
I got a lot of these things from other cops too that I hadn't heard, like transit and housing, and they call
transit has their own language.
Transit used to call the basement police, and housing is called hotel security.
Hotel security. I used to love when
God!
Transit would say,
guys,
a guy got away. They would say he fled to parts unknown. I love that.
Where are you gonna go? You're in a fucking tunnel.
Who wrote that?
Transit. That was how when the perp got away, they say he fled to parts unknown. Like,
I think another one everybody knows right off the bat is hair bag.
I love it. There's a lot of, you got to talk about that because there's a lot of people. No one knows the exact derivation of that. You know. So I'll tell you what people told me. They said all-time cops would have their duty jacket and they'd never buy new uniforms. So it looked like hair was growing out of their uniform. So they called them hair bags.
That was the coats that we were talking about earlier. Yeah. Those woolen.
Is that true?
My interpretation was the tie on the side, the shirt open all the time, the jacket, the cigarettes.
A know-it-all.
Right.
But a know-it-all came from a veteran guy who wouldn't spend any money on his uniform.
Actually, you talk about veteran guys. I don't want to get off this, but this one quick story real quick was my first arrest against 6'7". Actually, second. And we hear a job over the radio, attempting to break in of a car, whatever. Give a description. So we go to the street and we see this guy. He's like taking a lug nuts or putting them on the vehicle on the tire. So we go, hey, man, what's going on here? He throws the tire iron at us, right? Oh, shit. And he takes off. So I'm like, no. And I can run, man. I can run like a 10. John can run faster than me. So we're running, we're pursuit, right? So he jumps off and we're yelling. You know how you're yelling at the guy when you got him? Yeah, you think you can run faster than me? So we cuff him up. And I call for an 85, but like a jerk. I don't say no emergency. I go 85. And woo, woo, woo. They start coming. And then they come. And this kind of relates to hairbag. What are you calling 85 for? Everything all right over here? What are you doing? I'm so sorry. I don't know what. So anyway, that was the first part. The second part is we go to the precinct. I got this splitting headache. I'm this big collar, grand larceny, possession of a weapon, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So John printing the guy, and all of a sudden, this guy comes, and I won't say he's a hairbag, but he's like a knight in shining armor. Black hair slicked back, tie on the side, rack going over back to the couch over there, right? And I'm like, holy, he goes, what do you got? What's going on? Shit can this, make this notification, do this, get the voucher. Before I knew it, I had everything all squared away. I go, holy shit, I was feeling good, with this great collar I got. Right? So anyway, I said, you know what? And I write at the end of the book, I go, someday I'm going to be that cop. I'm going to be that cop that knows everything about the police department. Every question that's asked, I'm going to be able to answer it. And that's what I'm going to be. And I don't know everything, but I learned a lot. But that day I swore I would be like this guy here. And that's who I became.
That's a great story. And there is always somebody like that knows everything. There's guys up when you get up to the squad. You got to make the notification. You get a gun or you get a couple of rounds, and next thing you know, it's like somebody will tell you, but they'll tell you once. Yeah. They'll usually tell you once and help you once, and you either got to write that shit down or remember it really well because you're not going to be able to go to that guy again because then all of a sudden you become annoying.
Pest, yeah.
Do you guys remember the bimbo box? That was the
Oh,
box.
yeah, the box with all the notifications.
Right,
This girlfriend's calling you.
That's
Somebody.
disappeared now because of cell phones.
You remember that?
There's no more bimbo
There's a box near the
And then
TS, some really raggy box, and all these messages in P.
all the girls are
Sergeant
looking-
Cannon.
Mark to me.
Police over. Hey, this chick called. She's annoying me, okay?
It's in the
Tell her
bimbo
to stop
box.
calling.
And then as girls came on the job, there was a bozo box. You have to be equal opportunity, you know.
And that's the first thing you did, though, when you came in. You went right to the TS. Some getting messages.
Oh,
in.
Yeah, let me see if I can
There's some message in there for a long time. What is fucking? Didn't you? Hey, this message for you. It's a month old already.
You know which one I like? What was it? A lot of people don't. Civilians probably wouldn't know this, but when you say the break leather,
Break leather.
that's when you draw your weapon. A lot of people say, I didn't break leather. I rarely did that in my career. You know, there's people that took out their gun every night. They broke leather every night, 2, 3, 4 times a night. And then you had another cop never broke leather.
Got bread in there and ham and cheese.
Yeah.
Some fucking
I remember one
pieces of
time
donuts.
I went to the range and the guy hands his gun. Turns out he knew him, but the guy hands his gun to the guy, the range instructor, to look it over. You know, and then what he did was he put in a couple of Good and Plenty's into the barrel.
Oh my God!
And he hands it to the guy, and then the guy who was looking at the gun, inspecting the gun, he goes, "What the fuck is this?" He goes, "Oh man, I told my kids when they're done playing with the gun, make sure you take the candy out." And the fucking guy looked at him like, "What?" And then the other guy had to tell him. He goes, "No, it's me. I told him to do that."
On that note, I the same thing that you were talking about, breaking leather. This old timer said we were fooling around, and he goes like this, make believe we were going to draw our guns. And he goes, you'll be dead before you clear leather, kid. I always using that right there. You'll be dead before you clear leather, kid.
It's
like
that.
John Wayne.
What do you call? We're going story for story, but there used to be, when I came on, you had the revolvers.
Yeah.
We didn't get the Glocks yet.
Right.
And that was like, you click the gun to get it off the safety device inside that holster. And then I heard this story. I don't know who it was, but I've heard this story, okay? Wink. The guy, he's taking his gun out and he's spinning it once the way you would in the Wild West and putting it back in. And these two guys happened to be making phone calls. And when they used to make phone calls, they used to go, we didn't have cell phones back then. So you'd go to the phone company. Each command had like a phone company if you were lucky in it, and they had a bank of phones there. Mm-hmm. It was like Ma Bell had one, and there wasn't that many different phone companies back then. But you go there and you call all the phone calls you had to make. So the one guy's making calls, the other guy's just breaking leather, spinning it around, putting it back. And then one of those times you hear, pow! Like we both checked.
Check your body.
These guys checked each other and made sure they were okay, and then they looked for where the round went. It turned out to hit the wall.
Just tape it up and leave.
And thank God these guys used to go to the phone company at night, and there was nobody working there. You know what I'm saying? Really, not a lot of people, because it might. Who knows where that freaking round ended up?
You guys ever hear the term? I'm sure you have. I'm just gonna quiz you. House mouse.
Yeah.
Do you know what the definition we have? This is really well thought out. It's a derogatory term for an officer, male or female, who doesn't like the street and or is afraid of the street and ingratiates themselves with a boss either by performing unbelievable sexual acts or as a whiz on the typewriter or the computer. Is that pretty accurate, that definition?
Yeah. Nailed it.
See, that covers it.
We got more. We got plenty more.
Oh, you get Skell whacking it up, took a collar, shit can, shoe fly, off
I like
limits.
dartboard.
Dartboard.
Read
She's a
it.
dartboard.
Read it.
Yeah.
She's a dartboard, which means she's a promiscuous female. It's a good one, a dartboard.
How about mope? That used to be written on
Mope,
central booking on the floor.
Mope, I used to hear that.
Yep.
They'd have the
There's a lot of things, for perpetrators or just like, one's a mope. What are all the ones where
Skell, mope.
Skell, mope.
Skell, yeah, Skell.
Perpetrator. Perp.
Skell's a
we
good
got,
one.
Jammed up was a big one,
Yeah.
very famous.
Most people
Launched was a good one.
Yeah.
What does that
Yeah,
mean?
launched,
It's
yeah.
like you see, like you're putting a commanding officer on a pod, and they
Yeah.
launch him out because he's on
Get launched.
vacation. Well,
Right.
Crown Hunt,
You got dumped.
what park was that in the night?
Tompkins Square Park, dude.
The guy's on vacation. He gets launched.
No, but didn't the chief at Tompkins Square
Oh, he had to
Park
go to the
said he was
bathroom?
on meal when no
Oh,
one
yeah,
was shooting
right,
at the fan?
Oh yeah,
He tried to get out. They were like, no, you weren't on
he had a
meal.
3-hour meal.
I can never understand that. You're not there anywhere near that something goes wrong, and you have to pay for that.
Well, that just happened with a police shooting not too long ago with a boss. What was it that happened that the boss was like 3 years ago?
Oh, you're talking about PMD?
He went
the
home
shooting in Queens?
Well, yeah, he was somewhere. He was in,
Oh, that
but he never
captain,
came
yeah,
back.
the
He never
captain,
came
that's
back.
right. They
Yeah,
told him to
yeah.
handle the shooting, and he goes, "No, I'm going home."
I think he was
You're
too
now a
far.
lieutenant.
Can you imagine how far he was away, or
God.
how intoxicated he must have been? That it was better for him to stay home. Because what other reason can he have? Because okay, we get it. You know, took it personal in your house for 2 hours, but come back. We need you right now. Nah, I'm good.
Sweat pump.
That seems to be one of your favorites.
I love that.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Porteous, I think, invented that one.
It's got a nice ring to it. What does it mean, sweat pump?
It's a very shaky cop.
Or boss, right?
Boss. All he calls a boss a shake box.
On the job.
Yeah.
That seems to be a universal term. Most people know that one now. On the job.
Shit can was always popular
Yeah.
too. We got
PJs.
the shit can this. Yeah. What does it mean? Shit can is like if you come on some nonsense arrest or no value, nobody wants it. We'll put it in the shit can.
We'll make it disappear.
Right.
Right.
Which is very popular.
Figure out a way to
Right. Without getting in trouble.
figure out a way to shit can.
We'll 90 yell this unnecessary. Give the final back. When the central communication says, "You have a final on that job? A 90 yellow." Unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Right. Okay, everything is good. Let's move on.
Swinging out. That was always a good feeling. What are you doing? You gonna looking tonight? Nah, I'm swinging out. Gonna go. That means you're going out. You got your RDOs are coming out. You got plans.
How about the shoe fly?
The shoe fly. That was an interesting one.
Yeah.
I picture like a fly going out with a police hat on, and nobody sees him. Every time that's so
Well,
stupid.
that was a thirsty captain that was looking to give command disciplines. He
Yeah.
was going out there, right? He was
Sneaking
like-
up on people.
Yeah.
Like you'd be sitting in the squad room or something like that, and the phone would ring. Shoe flies 20 minutes away, and everybody, okay, straighten up, put your tie on, get out of the building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing better than when so boss arrives, he walks into an empty squad room. There's one guy sitting there. But they want you to know anyway. They want you. That's why they get you the heads up.
Above the rank of captain comes in if you don't scream attention.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're like, oh, it's okay. But if you don't do it, they're like, what's going on here?
Where
was-
is everybody?
Yeah.
I bet it's funny. Like that kind of stuff might have been disappearing, but it's made a huge comeback now with the kids. You got to see them in the academy. They have to carry a flag around, a company flag. So I'm not really sure what the purpose of this. I guess it's to unify them, to make them sure, because they pass around who has to carry the flag.
Is that right?
Yeah, and you could break it down. You could break the flag down. It's like 2 parts and kind of like carry it that way. But for the most part, they're walking around. One kid is walking around just carrying a flag all day.
Wow.
The American flag or the squad
No, it's for the
flag?
company flag.
Company flag, yeah.
Yeah, it must create some type of
Camaraderie or something?
camaraderie union.
This is our company, and we're proud to be in it. Company.
So if
whatever it
they're
is.
doing that, I guarantee you they're standing up and in tension when the big boss comes in.
I remember I used to teach at the criminal investigation course, and even a police officer, if he goes into a classroom filled with cadets or police recruits, they're supposed to spring to attention. So I walked into this class, I was a sergeant, and they all sprung to. I laughed so hysterically, I almost pissed in my pants. I just thought it was funny, like they're doing that for me.
Well, when I walked through the
At ease,
academy,
at ease.
all the recruits, they're all
Smoke them if you got them.
they're all saluting you when they walk by.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's up? What's up?
I didn't know you taught the CIC. I went to that class as a white shield, right? Because Matarazzo sent me. He was a great guy. I learned so much there too.
Yeah.
It was a really good
I
course.
taught identification procedure.
Oh, yeah?
Line up, show ups, how to
Yeah.
get a perp ID.
I love
type
that
of thing.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff was good, man.
It was very informative.
That was good. You didn't do much interrogations, though, did you?
No, I mean when I was in narcotics, but again, I hate narcotics. I
How long were you in narcotics?
When I went to street crime, I was there for, I forget, a year or something. Then they telling me, you got to go to narcotics. So I went to narcotics. I didn't want to go. I hated it. I called up Matarazzo. He got me right back in there. 4 years there. Then I go, I'm not going to get the shield. Then I had to go to Brooklyn South for a year. And
In
then
the squad?
No, Brooklyn South narcotics. I hated that. And that's a different kind of, I mean, the guys are good, but it's just too money oriented, and you
Everyone's
can't
looking to make
do
their
your own
40
thing
hours,
anymore.
right? Yeah.
You can't say, let's stop, let's go. It's always a team,
Right.
money. And then I went to Staten Island for the last 5 years, same thing. I said, all right, enough.
In
man.
narcotics? Oh, so you never worked in a squad then?
No, I didn't want to work in a
Okay.
squad. I wanted to be out there, but I had to get my shield. I had to come out with something.
Right.
I would have spent the rest of my life in street crime, okay, if they gave the shield.
Right.
But it just wasn't that way. But I didn't like that whole, it's
What
important.
year did street crime wind up getting disbanded?
Was it 2000, 2001?
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't even know either. But I think the shooting happened, the Diallo thing happened after I was gone, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that was controversial because they put 400 guys in street crime, and
Well, that's
sort of
another
watered
story.
Down the,
That's another story.
yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It wasn't broke. Don't try to fix it with adding guys in. And I'm not saying they're good cops, but these guys have to know. They got to be out there. They got to know these neighborhoods a little bit. They got to know what to do in situations. I'm not saying anything was wrong, but you got to. I think they were. I don't know if they were out by themselves that night, but I'm not going to get into it.
What are you talking about?
The Amadou Diallo
the shooting, the 4-3.
That's
In the-
how
in the
street
lo-
crime
The
got
wallet
disbanded
thing.
after
Well,
that.
I mean, we talked about that earlier. I mentioned it too. Talking about hitting a neighborhood over, for a certain amount of time, and now the guns are gone, and here comes a guy who's coming home from work at 2:00 in the morning, and he obviously wasn't a perp. He was just somebody that was out looking, and
Right.
that's.
But the whole
what
thing,
I got out of it.
the whole thing of the street crime was, okay, we're gonna grab this guy from the 7-7, what a good arrest record, the 103. This guy looks good, but now you're bringing in 400 guys who volunteered. That's not what the unit was about. And I'm not saying they're not good cops or anything like that, but it changed the whole dynamic of it. Okay?
Well, that's how it expanded. Every once in a while you get that surge. They pick up a bunch of bodies. They did that with warrants. That office I used to work in went from 40 cops in there to 140. We look like that episode of Twilight Zone. No, Star Trek, when there's too many people on the planet and they're just walking around in a circle or with the cloaks on, just following each other around. That's exactly what we look like. We had to wait in line to use the computer. I wouldn't trade any of it for the world, but that's what they do sometimes. You get a certain boss in, Carrick like warrants,
sometimes
they
there's
build it up.
politics too in who they send there. When I used to do RIP interviews, and one time some precinct CO sent this guy for a RIP interview, which is a huge deal.
Yep, I went
'Cause
to
now
two
if
of them.
You get it, you're going to get a shield in 18 months. This guy had no credentials whatsoever, made no arrests. He didn't even know the sky was blue, And I was like, who sent
Who
you
qualifies
Who
you
is
to
his
come
hook?
I actually asked him, who sent you here?
Who is his
You're not
hook?
qualified to be here. His precinct CO sent him.
Why? Just because he probably had to send somebody and he didn't
Well,
want to
could've
lose
been
his
a
good
hook.
He
guys.
didn't want to lose his good guys. Exactly.
Yeah,
So
they
he
said send somebody to rip.
Right.
We need
He
somebody.
sent an empty suit because he didn't
And he
want to
wanted
lose his good
guys.
But that's a prick because you're doing something for your good guy.
You're also holding somebody
He's
back.
going to make detective.
Right.
But you're sending him. If he gets in, he's going to make detective. You just sent a guy that shouldn't. He shouldn't
But-
get this interview.
Getting off that just for 1 second. There was a story about I was in street crime for a little while and I loved it. I'm doing good, and the CEO 10-2s me. He goes, I call him up. I said, 10-2 come to the base. So I thought I was in trouble. So I was Savage and Captain Savage. So what's up, boss? He goes, listen, Special Frauds want you to go down to One Police Plaza. I go, I said, what the fuck is Special Frauds? I didn't know what it was, right? So I said, what's up? Because they want to interview you because, I made a lot of those pickpocket calls I was telling you about in the 6th. So they wanted to interview me for a job, for, position. So I'm like, okay, but I don't have any business attire or anything. He goes, don't worry about it. Just take a call and go down there. I went down there, met the lieutenant. Great guy. Told me that there's out of all these cops that say, you and 3 other guys from Transit Decoy get called down here for an interview. I go, wow, that's pretty impressive, you know? So anyway, I'm sitting there talking to him. He was in the Marine Corps. I got the Marine Corps flag. I go, oh, this is good.
Did you go, oh?
He starts talking to me about the unit, and we turning out at your house and calling in, and going 57th Street and 14th Street, because one of the reasons is because Special Frauds had 10 collars for the year before.
Wow.
So I'm saying, oh, I made 10 collars last month.
Right.
And again, they pat yourself on the back. But I loved it. I go, oh, this is great, man. I'm going to get my shield. I'll be out there. I love it, So I go down for a second interview. And he says, okay, we're still waiting to make a decision.
Someone out-hooked you.
Wait a minute. So then I go to a third interview. He goes, sorry, Joe, man. Timony at the time. He goes, he doesn't want any white shields in the unit. I'm like,
oh, God.
What in the holy hell does that have to do with me doing my job? The color of a shield. And that's what I title that story, The Color of a Shield. So I'm like, I can't believe it. Just like that. Nah, we don't want you.
Well, you know what it is because they had to give you a shield when you performed.
Keep the shield. I'll stay there.
Months. No,
I know.
but that's why they wouldn't do it because there's X amount of gold shields they have. And if we bring this guy in, we have to make another gold shield.
So, but don't call me down there. Don't tell me about
3
you made
interviews.
10 arrests, okay? And I'm here to help you increase those numbers, okay?
I'm going to tell you what some prick from a unit did, and I'm not going to tell you what unit. He sent 2 guys to the 2-3 RIP that were on the sergeant's list and imminently going to get promoted. So he took 2 promotion spots away from his unit and sent 2 guys that were going to make sergeant in like 6 months. I was so pissed, but it was also the detective bureau's fault because they didn't round robin the guy and say, no, he's on the sergeant's list. Don't send him.
Right.
Yeah. But 2 guys from this unit that wanted to become detectives didn't because he sent 2 guys that were going to make sergeant. That's a prick.
There's so much
right?
politics in this thing, You say, why? Why'd you do it? I was like so motivated. I didn't want to leave streetcar.
You could have went to 2-3 RIP,
right,
and become a detective.
Yeah, but it also could have been the cops. Maybe they worked as a team. Nobody wanted to go anywhere. I don't want to go. All right, we'll do this.
Everyone wanted a spot in RIP. Everyone. It was like huge back then because they had just passed the 18-month rule. Guys used to be in RIP for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
and not get
18 months, get your shield, nice, and then you go to 2nd grade, hopefully, and then.
Yeah,
good.
I like bag of shit.
Yeah, bag of shit.
Bag of shit's a great one. I use that one all the time. It's a bag of shit.
Come on, I say, what a bag of shit
An
this is.
incident wherein what transpired and or the identity of the witnesses, complainant cannot be determined. No one can be
It's really technical shit.
Well,
Yeah.
I had to explain.
definitions,
I had to explain that. Actually, the person who helped.
Bag of shit.
Yeah,
Good luck. Clusterfuck is a good one
yeah,
too.
that's good. Well, that's a Marine Corps term too.
That's a 5-car accident. Nobody's got a license. There's no insurance. Somebody's dead?
How about Skippy? You might not know this one, Mark.
Well, no, Skippy was the old guy that used to work
in the Final Medical, right? Yeah. He was famous, Skippy.
No.
Well, he was there when he got sworn in too.
That's right. He was
The
he was a legend.
Gun heavy. You know what that is? Gun heavy. Guy's always hanging on to that gun, leaning on the gun, ready for like a gunfight in the OK Corral. Yeah.
I always loved Diesel and.
Well, the hat swivel. I used to call it the hat swivel. That's where you put your hat when you're at a detail right on your gun.
Everybody's trying to look cool out there all the time.
You want to show him you got hair.
Yeah.
It's your mating. You're a peacock. You're showing him you got hair. Look at my hair. I still have hair left. I'm still young. Likely. I like that one.
Likely.
When you tell people likely, they never know what that
And
means.
Central's asking you likely too. I want to say, how the fuck do I know? Yeah, okay.
I use that in a joke in my stand-up because I would say, obviously you say, is the person likely? Because if the guy's family's there, you don't want to say, is he dead? Is he going to die? So EMS or someone, they say, yeah, he's likely or he's not.
Yeah, but they're asking the cops sometimes, say, is he likely?
Right,
before EMS shows up.
Boss.
Stand by. I'm going to do a probe here, okay? Give me a minute.
Well, I was in Harlem Hospital one time and the guy was shot 8 times and I went up to the doctor and I say, hey, Doc, is he likely? He looks at me, he says, he has injuries that are incompatible with life. I said, I love that. That was great.
That's great. I like that definition.
That's a good one. Put it over the air.
Put it over the air.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be stupid to ever put over a pursuit because
Yeah,
once
they're
you
gonna call
did
it
was
off.
terminated. So you could say, street crime 8423, we're following a vehicle at speeds upwards of 100 miles an hour. We're not in pursuit, right?
I'll tell you what.
Following a vehicle.
The guys I was with in other squads, they couldn't care if
They terminated the pursuit?
no, they couldn't care who said termination.
Yeah.
The next words would be like, they shoot. That's it. Nobody would ever say anything again after that.
Well, I heard they were chasing these guys. Richie Brees, a really good cop from the 2-4, they were chasing these guys, and some captain terminated it, and Anamone came over the air. Call 1, keep that pursuit going.
Oh, Anamone was in street crime.
Yeah.
He said, do not terminate that pursuit, and so.
It's so funny. You listen to the air and you got one boss out
Outranks.
outranking the other guy.
Yeah, what's that word? Condoms, not condoms. Countermands. Countermand, you're right. Yeah,
That's a Marine,
condom. I don't know what that came
Marine
from.
Corps word, I think.
So what are you doing with yourself now? Come on, tell us.
After I retired, I was working with the bomb dogs for 10 years.
How'd you get involved in that?
Well, a lot of the guys who were retired from the job and guys in the bomb squad, they started
the bomb
working.
squad was out of the 6th, too, right?
Yeah, bomb squad was out of 6th. And they just started working for the, with the dogs, the bomb dogs, retired detectives and cops. And then
Where'd you go for training?
Yeah, the training.
When he
was-
retired?
You had to
or
take the dog home with you, too, then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually moved to Arizona in 2004 before I worked with the dogs. And then I went to Iraq for a couple of months. And then,
Vacation?
No.
Vacation in Iraq. I love the beaches there.
Were you RDO?
50 calibers that fly
Took 3
over
days
my
to get
head. There was an awful lot of my PD guys in Iraq. You guys must have ran into each other out there, man.
I wasn't there too long. I got sick, really sick, and I came
You went
back.
there as a soldier of fortune?
to train the Iraqi police.
You went to go get Osama?
Yeah, all right.
You were going to teach him how
That was it. He was in Afghanistan. I was a little far from there.
he had a hot lunch on him.
lunch.
Then I worked.
What'd you get sick of?
I don't really know, but my whole body was like I just shut down, and
Probably
I was
got a
never
micro-
like that. Whatever it was,
Microembolism.
I felt. I said, listen, I can't.
word, right,
I can't
Andrew?
function.
Microembolism?
I can't function like this, man.
Microorganism.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I came
You
back.
got sick.
Yeah,
So
I didn't care about the
That
money or
It
anything.
happens sometimes to water or something
I
you
don't know.
consume over there.
Did he give you an Iraqi 3/4 or what?
They said, "Here, my friend, take this 3/4 and get back on the plane."
Tax-free
So they sent you home?
Motherfucker. I went home. No, I went home.
Now, how long were you sick there before you realized, fuck it, I
About
gotta
a
get
month
better?
straight. About a month straight. I couldn't even get out of this cotton rack and under this tent that we're in. And on top of that, we're right near the friggin' Iraqi airport. C-130s are coming. I swear to God, they almost hit the top of the tent, coming right over in the flight path. But my son is there now, actually, in Kabul. So he's doing that work. But
How old is your son?
he's going to be 36.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you look good.
You started
36-year-old
out
son.
early in the baby business.
I was 27.
27.
I was in the academy in October. I was graduating December of '83. He was born. Belcastro, get out. And I was assistant company sergeant too. That was funny, man.
You had that Marine Corps background.
I'll tell you what. All my guys were we all joked around. I had them marching,
Did you teach
all over the place, right?
Did you teach him that song? I don't know, but I've been told that your woman ain't got no soul.
You know-
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
It's more like the Eskimo one, but I can't say that
Eskimo
one.
pussy's mighty cold.
Yeah, right. That was more like it.
Yeah.
But I had a good time there too. I was like totally motivated, man. And when I got to
Well, I don't know, but it's been said.
back
something is better
Mikey is
had-
mighty, cold.
Well, no, first one was Eskimo pussy's mighty cold, and
Yeah.
then the second one was I don't know, but it's been said so and so gives better head. I forgot what the so and so was.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It might have been
But I got to make a trip back down. actually.
stereotypical street slang word that I forget. Fortunately, that's how much I've gotten those words out of my head and
They
conformed.
come back to you every now and then.
You know, it's funny. You just went to the street crime reunion, right?
Yes.
And it's amazing. You could see people that you haven't
Make
seen.
a collar on the way there.
No, on the way home.
Did you guys make collars?
Lunch on the way there.
Did you guys go out just
Mahaska.
for one ride along?
Mahaska.
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 But I'm just saying, you could see people that you haven't seen in 30 years, and it's immediate connection.
Yes,
It's immediately
it's
there.
unbelievable.
It's
And I ran
unbelievable,
into Garrett. He was one of the cops with the the truck confiscation with the 800 guns, and he goes, "Yeah, you remember that? We got 800." I go, oh,
shit, you gotta remind me.
Of course he's going to talk about
I
it.
remember we got the most confiscation in the whole NYPD history. I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
What have you done since? You prick?
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing now?
I mean, realistically, you don't have to make another.
That's it.
If they want 4 a month, you don't have to make another gun collar for. I'm horrible at math. 10 more years at least, right?
You know, Mark,
32, isn't it?
You just remind me of my favorite police department expression. 1,000 attaboys don't equal one shit. I love that expression, man. Which means, you could do a million good things. You step on your dick once.
That's it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
But how's that go? You can build a bridge in million bridges. Nobody ever calls you a bridge builder. You suck one cock. That's it. You're a cocksucker.
Oh my God.
That's a village.
This is going to be an X-rated show here. We're going to.
How did we get down this road?
Put the warning.
That's the beauty of the job in itself. It's just that, everybody's a brother and sister in blue, but within every command, somehow you look around during that roll call when you're new there, and you could almost tell the guys you're going to fit in with, and you're usually right. And you kind of sort of gravitate after roll call. You're scratching, you're doing an update in your book, shooting the shit with these particular guys, and the next thing you know, you got, like you said, you can't wait to get to work because your friends are there.
I couldn't wait.
And you're going to go out and you're going to do some crazy shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And you get results and you feel good, and it's a good feeling. This is why I'm here. You guys do what you want to do, and I write in the book. I don't want anything to do with you. If you're not going to be out there trying to look for a collar or work with me, I no offense, I'm not going to work with you because I'm going to need you, and you're not going to be there. So you shouldn't be here. But guys are totally motivated, work together. They're just like me. Okay, we're like a squad, man. We're going to go out there. We're going to get undercover. We're going to get pickpockets or robberies, or we're going to keep our eyes open. Our head's going to be spinning around. We're going to get something. We're not going back until we get something.
It's like Apocalypse Now. They said, don't go into the jungle unless you're going to go all the way.
That's the way it was with me, man. I loved it. And Les and good.
We have to come up with our final remarks. We'll start with Mark.
Well, I mean, the career is remarkable. And it's just, if I had to ask you a question, how did you get into the writing? Were you writing when you were on the job?
No, my son actually. He goes, Dad.
He got sick of the stories?
No. He says, Dad, you got to go on YouTube and tell these stories and this and that. I don't know. I started to be afraid. What if I say the wrong thing? So I'm going, he did this. Let's go to criminal court and check this out. And then I just started remembering things. I have a terrible memory, but with this, I remember everything. And I had barely made it out of high school. I couldn't write for shit. If it wasn't for my ex-girlfriend, who's a great writer, she helped me out a lot. I don't know. This book wouldn't be here.
Well, we're going to see if we can get some more sales for this book and get you pumped up out there. When did I start looking like a cop?
That's it.
By Joseph Belcastro.
I wanted to keep that open-ended, You make your own decision.
Joe, if we ask you to, you'd be willing to come back and do another show? Just for our thousands of listeners out there, this is episode 12 and 13. And if you have an opinion on the show, we'd like to hear it. If you love Mark,
Bill would like to. No, Bill would like to hear it.
Mark only wants to hear.
I don't care. No, I don't care about your opinion. If you want to tell me how good my hair came out, you know how I figure out the opinions by how many listens we have.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? How many watches that we have. That's what keeps them coming. That's what's important to me.
Okay.
I think so many people are sitting there, these trolls, and they're sitting there. They're not going to control me. I don't look at it. You can say whatever you want of me. I don't look at it. Oh, yeah, by the way, Andrew, before we get off, can you take that comment off that somebody said about me last week? No, I'm kidding. I don't look at it. I don't check it ever.
Listen, he's talking about himself.
You know what's fucked up? We live in such a horrible time. Like, with these media people, what they'll do is they'll see a story, and 99.9% of the people agree on this one particular thing, but they got to find the one tweet, the one tweet that was negative, because otherwise there's no story there.
Right.
We can't. It's not leaning our way. So they grab that one tweet, and they people are offended. One person wrote something.
No, that's the whole thing.
Outraged.
The whole country, everything that happens.
These
so and so is slammed. Slammed. There was one comment out of 300.
Right.
Anyway. This was a fun episode. It's funny how
we could talk forever.
Different, yeah.
We're
Me
not
too.
Even drinking. We're drinking.
I know. We got to do one of these.
We could do a drinking episode.
I think what we want to do is maybe do like a show where we have everybody back.
Everyone.
Yeah.
I tell my wife, we're
And we'll
going to close
record
the
it.
house down.
No.
We're having a party. You know?
We'll have it somewhere.
Yeah.
Remember I was talking
Actually,
about
Lucy's, we could have it.
Yeah.
We could have it at Lucy's.
We'll get up, we'll tell some jokes. And then maybe people will be able to people will be able to sell books. People will be able to question and answer.
Yeah.
You know, Andrew could read some of his poems.
Is available whenever you need him.
If Andrew starts reading his poems,
closet and goes upside down.
we got to get him. Once he reads 2 poems, he's gonna get collared. Somebody's gonna be like, "Collar this guy in suspicion." Who's got the cuffs? This guy's something. He's definitely.
I got them in the car right now.
He's definitely got some bodies somewhere.
Got hot lunch in his
Somebody his hot lunch.
Oscar. I'm learning something new.
Wouldn't it be great if the most profound serial killer ever was the engineer of a Police Off the Cuff podcast and was around cops every single week? Great detectives, the best NYPD ever offered.
Wow.
And then the next thing you know, we never caught him. We never caught on.
I was just saying, we've had so many superstars on this show. We have to bring in like a broom or a captain's clerical.
That's why I'm here.
Bucket,
That's why I'm here, bro.
operator.
Did you forget why I'm here? I'm representing the
That's not
empty
true.
suits, the brooms,
That's not true.
the do-nothings. Anyway, man, this was a great week. Thanks a lot for coming through, Joe.
Thanks for inviting me,
I
man.
had a blast with you,
Billy,
man. What a great guy.
Thank you, brother.
This was something
Appreciate
special
it.
today. Don't forget to go out there and get the book. Where can we find the book?
It's on Amazon.com.
It's on Amazon.
Yep.
When did I start looking like a cop? And you were great, man.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And
All
he
the best to
speaks
you.
Italian too.
There'll be a link below the YouTube and on the
Excellent.
the show notes.
What'd you say? There'll be a link.
A link to buy
for
his
the book. Okay, yeah. If you want to get the book, we'll include a link below on the YouTube bio there. All right. Thanks a lot. Peace out.
Thank you.
Western